Hi friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. It is time for another weekend reading vlog. It is currently Friday afternoon and I've already spent the morning at the gardens with my little buddy, and it was gorgeous there today. It was so beautiful. We're supposed to get some storms, I think, this afternoon, so not sure if we'll get out this afternoon, but this weekend is the library book sale at my local library, and I am a friend of the library, so I get to volunteer for part of it, so I'll be spending some of my morning there tomorrow. And then in the afternoon, there's a neighborhood garden club has a craft fair type of thing that I'm gonna go to. Then on Sunday afternoon, I have this crochet thing with a meetup that I'm a part of, and I totally forgot that I was in a meetup, and I'll talk more about that later, but there's a crochet thing at the gardens, so or a knitting and crochet yarn meetup, so I'm gonna bring a project and go work on that at the gardens on Sunday afternoon. But I have some reading to do this weekend. I also have to do my taxes because I haven't even started them, and it's April 14th today. What? I can't believe every year I'm like, this is the year I'm gonna do them early. Nope, I never do. I always wait until the end, and now it's like really the end. I mean, I have legit reasons that I wasn't thinking about that earlier this winter, but now I need to get them done. So I need to do taxes this weekend, and I'm also working on a fundraising letter for my trip to Nicaragua that I'll be taking later this summer. But in reading side of things, I'm listening to 2 books on audio. One of them is Woman of God by James Patterson, I think, and Maxine Petro. And I started this right at the beginning of April, and it wasn't the right time because it is heavy duty. So Bridget is our main character, and she, at the very beginning, potentially becoming the next pope. Then we kind of go back in time and get a little bit more of her story. Not all the way to when she's a kid, but in her early 20s, she studied to become a doctor and spent some time in South Sudan at this organization, Helping Hands or something like that. And it was in the midst of this rebel group that was brutally killing and terrorizing the area where she was working. So it was a really, really difficult start to this book, and I set it down because I just wasn't in the right mood. But I've continued on since then, and I'm in it now. I'm very much invested in Bridget and her story, and she has such a strong faith, even when she was dealing with living in this environment that was just brutal and where it was hard to see how God was moving because of so much terror or terrorizing and brutality. Like, I keep saying terror and brutality, but like bloody killing, murders, massacres. Like, it just was awful, and their resources were few, and she and 5 other doctors were doing the best they could, but we're seeing thousands of patients and refugees and people trying to escape from this rebel group that was just horrible. And then even when she had to get evacuated out of there, almost died. And then just kind of her mental process of trying to move past that, and how do you move past that? And then she kind of does try to move past it, and then something else happens that's really tough. So it's really just tackling the ideas of how to understand God as a loving and sovereign God when there's so much pain and grief and hurt, and in the face of some of these awful situations, which is a very legitimate question. And I'm loving the way that it's being tackled in this book. And I've cried this morning. I was listening as I was getting ready for work, and I'm like, I need to stop listening to this because it was really getting emotional. And I'm only, I don't know, 40% even, maybe not even that far into the book. So I'm listening to that and loving it. I might listen in a little bit. I also have some videos to edit, but we'll see how much I can get done during nap time. I'm also listening to Way of Kings, but Way of Kings, I'm kind of listening with the book with me because there are some illustrations and things in the book that I really want to have the book in front of me I like to see the names that are being said and hear them. It helps me to remember them better, but I'm about 150 pages into Way of Kings and I'm a little more invested. I just finished part 1, was really enjoying listening to that last night. So those are the 2 books I hope to make some good progress in this weekend. If I happen to pick up a book in print, I also have Where the Forest Meets the Stars, which is my Patreon book club book for this month. And I've already started that. Who am I? I don't normally start that so early, but I did this time around and I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, I have those 3 books on the go. I'm headed to my friend Michelle's house for dinner tonight and it's about a half hour away. So that's some good audiobook time on the way there and on the way back. But so it's going to be a pretty busy weekend. We'll see. Probably not much housework is going to get done, but I have a lot of editing. I filmed like 3 or 4 things over the last couple days. So I have some editing to do and taxes, and this fundraising letter needs to get out soon. And I have to teach, and I'm on the worship team. Like there's just a lot going on this weekend. I'm feeling overwhelmed now as I talk about all of it. But I'm going to go work on a little bit of it right now. Actually, I think I'm not going to edit. I think I'm going to work on my letter because I need to make it into a PDF so I can send it virtually with links. I think if I do it as a PDF, I can keep the links in there. I don't know. We'll see. I'll learn as I go. All right. I will chat with you later and check in, let you know how things are going. But thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. They're so beautiful. Are you smelling them? Come on. Turtle plant is getting bigger and bigger. Can't wait to see what the flowers look like. Nice climbing, keep going. Whoa! What is this? A little crow's nest. There's binoculars, so we can look out and see what we can see. The gardens. Hello, hello. I'm at my friend Michelle's house. She made wonderful pulled pork sandwiches on homemade pretzel rolls, and they were amazing. And now we're watching The Mole, which is our current binge show. We watch like 2 or 3 episodes each time I'm here. Well, actually, we just started it last time.
Yes.
So this is only the second time. We normally watch a music or like AGT, America's Got Talent, or The Voice, but we thought we'd switch it up, and so we're watching The Mole.
We don't know who the mole is yet.
I do.
Krista does, but she's a good
Because I watched what's that? There was another reality show that I watched that had a bunch of people from different shows. Perfect Pair, Perfect Couple. I forget what it's called. So I know who it is, but I'm not saying.
She's a good secret keeper.
It's true. All right, it is almost 11. It's like 10:30, and I need to do a little editing before the end of the day, but I did just finish listening to Woman of God. So this is the 4th month that I have completed reading one of my 12 books that I want to read this year. I feel like I'm doing really good on that project. This is one of them. This is the one that I picked for April. I really liked this story. I haven't decided what I'm going to rate it yet, but it was really good. The beginning part where Bridget, our main character, was really struggling with her faith in light of trauma and terrible things happening to her and loss and grief. And I just really could relate to that struggle. Then it kind of went in a different direction, really focusing on the Catholic Church, in particular, this group kind of breaking off from the Catholic Church. And it kind of painted the church in a bit of a negative light as a whole. But the story itself was very compelling. I just didn't want to stop listening to it after I got to past that beginning part that was really brutal. And I just wasn't in the right mood for it. But I just listened and listened and listened until I was finished over the last day or two. So I really, really liked this book. I liked Bridget and her character and the way that she loved and the way that she really wrestled with God in a way. I liked her faith journey. I'll just say that. Did I think everything in here was theologically sound? No, but I'm not reading this as a devotional, right? I'm just reading this as a story. And so I really liked Bridget's faith journey. And I liked the way that the story was told. So I enjoyed this very much. I'm glad that some people recommended it to me back in the day. For years. Actually, this has been recommended multiple years on my BookTube Recommends cart. And now it's done. I've read it. Yay for that. Now I'm going to open up. I treated myself to a shelf subscription from Bookshelf Thomasville. I used to listen a lot more often than I have recently, but Annie B. Jones is the owner of the Bookshelf, and she has a podcast called From the Front Porch that I really enjoyed. And I, during middle grade March, treated myself to, I think, a 3-month subscription to the middle grade box. It doesn't come in a box. It actually just comes in this bag, but I wanted to open this up with you. I didn't want to wait till I do a book haul, which I'll probably do soon, but there's a library book sale tomorrow, so I know I'll be getting something at the book sale. I'm hopefully going to be wise and not get a ton. It's not a fill-a-bag sale like it was in a couple months ago in the winter. It's just a regular book sale tomorrow. I'm trying to cut this bag with my left hand, and I'm not left-handed, but I did it. So let's see. Oh, it's packaged up really nicely. Look how cute. In this canvas little bag. Can I untie that? That is the question. Yep. Oh, that's pretty easy to untie. Oh, it's cute little canvas bag that just has the bookshelf on there on the bottom. Let's see what it is. Oh, cool. Very cool. It's Angie Thomas, Nick Blake, and the Remarkables, The Manifester Prophecy. That looks fun. So it looks like a fantasy. Nothing short of a triumph, says Rick Riordan. What is this about? I've never even heard of this book. It's not easy being a remarkable in the unremarkable world. Some things are cool, like getting a pet hellhound for your 12th birthday. Others, not so much, like not being trusted to learn magic because you might use it to take revenge on an annoying neighbor. All Nick Blake wants is to be a powerful manifester like her dad, but before she has a chance to convince him to teach her the gift, a series of shocking revelations and terrifying events launch Nick and 2 friends on a hunt for a powerful magical tool she's never heard of to save her father from imprisonment for a crime she refuses to believe he committed. Very cool. Inventive, hilarious, and suspenseful contemporary fantasy trilogy inspired by African American history and folklore, featuring a fierce, irrepressible character who will win your heart. I love that. Fierce, what did it say? Inventive, hilarious, and suspenseful. That sounds like a lot of fun. There's only illustrations as chapter headers, but each chapter is different. That is cool. That sounds fun. If you like Harry Potter, you'll like this month's pick. A note from the bookshelf staff on this month's selection. I love that. I'm so excited. What else is in here? A bookmark. Ooh, this is a cool bookmark. It's like, what makes you, oh, that's cool. What makes you see it, remarkable. It's like one of those that comes and goes. What makes you remarkable? Very cool. fun. So that'll be fun. And then the Indie Next Kids version from the bookshelf. Love it. That is very cool. So that will go in my book haul pile, and I will be getting those a couple more times, I think. It's fun. I am now going to edit for about 20 minutes to hopefully have a video to go up tomorrow. Yikes. I have quite a few things to work on. And yeah, then tomorrow's going to be a busy, busy day, but I'm excited to start it with some laundry and editing, and then going to work at the library book sale. So I can't stay up too late, but I'm glad I finished a book today, and it was really good. Really good. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good morning, happy Saturday. I am sitting in the break room for Friends of the Library book sale. I've been here for an hour and a half already. I should take a clip of walking around. I've done it before, but it's huge and it's so much fun. And I'm being very, very good about the books that I'm selecting, because you know, I help out by walking the rows and organizing and straightening up and shopping, of course. But I think I've only found 4 books so far, and I'm really pleased with that. I haven't seen anything that I just absolutely must bring home, except for those 4 things. So I'm doing really good. Very proud of myself. I ran into a friend, guys. This is Patrice. She showed me some of my first library book sales in Richmond when I first moved here ages ago.
She's a great book
I
buddy.
met you then. You showed up, random, always fun. Okay, it's hot in my car, but it's time for a quick little book haul to show you what I got. I only left with 5 books. I'm so proud of myself. So I grabbed The Rent Collector by Cameron Wright. I saw that this had some mixed reviews on Goodreads, but it does have a 4 point something rating, which is pretty up there. And it takes place in a municipal waste dump in Cambodia. And the woman who is the rent collector, like the people who live there, learn something about the woman who's the rent collector. So it's going to be about her, but I just feel like that is going to be a good read. It sounded good to me. I picked up this nonfiction called 40 Autumns by Nina Wilner. This is the story of a family who gets separated by the Berlin Wall. And then reunited 40 years later. That sounds so good to me. I just read A Night Divided by Jennifer A. Nielsen, which is a middle grade book about that same topic, but this is a nonfiction, so I thought that this would be a pretty cool memoir or family story to read about. I got 2 middle grade, so I picked up The Borrowers. I love this edition by Mary Norton. I read this when I was little, but I don't remember it at all, and I don't have it. I know there's a lot in this series, but I just picked up this first one. It's super cute. And then also Cynthia Kadohata wrote Kira Kira, which is a Newbery winner, and I really enjoyed that one. This one is about an elephant keeper and takes place in China, I believe. Takes place in Vietnam. In a village in Vietnam. A 13-year-old boy is like the best elephant keeper in the village, and he is brave and smart, but his bravery is going to be put to the test. He can stay in his village, held captive by the North Vietnamese, or he can risk his life and save his elephants by fleeing into the jungle. Oh my word, that sounds so good. Short little middle grade. I'll take off this library plastic business, but sounds really good. And then I just grabbed a book of short stories by Georgette Heyer. I have another book or one or two books by Georgette Heyer now, and I haven't yet read any by her. This one's called Snowdrift. It's in perfect condition. But yeah, that's the one that I have, A Christmas Party. That's on the back. How funny. I think this is a wintry collection of short stories, and it includes 3 recently discovered short stories, it says. So that's pretty fun. A short story collection for wintertime. I don't know how many are in there, but it was only 50 cents. No, $1. This was $1. So hardcovers were $2, paperbacks were $1, and middle grade were 50 cents. Middle grade and children's books were 50 cents. Oh, I'm like really sweaty in my car right now. And then lastly, I grabbed a stack of these little notebooks. They're just all cute little designs, just a little notebook. I love having these around, and I'm putting these in I have a gift bag or box that's like when I'm putting together gifts for people, this is a nice little thing to add to it, or like kids at church or something. This one is even in its wrapping still. And this one is for my cousin. I don't think Rebecca usually watches my videos, but Rebecca, if you're watching, spoiler alert, you're getting these. They say, act justly, love mercy, walk humbly. And recently my cousin's been having some challenges in her workplace, and she just hung this verse from Micah that says, act justly, walk humbly with your God. Act justly, love mercy, walk humbly with your God. She hung that verse, or part of it or whatever, up in her office to remind her of how she wanted to act. And so when I saw these and they're still brand new in their packaging, I'm like, oh, I'm buying those for Rebecca, just as a little encouragement to keep up the good work. But now I am headed to a neighborhood springs, I don't even know what it's called. It's like a vendor sale, a craft fair, garden show. I'm not sure what's going to be there, but we're going to go find out, and I'm going to go to that and possibly one other kind of craft fair thing that I know about on the way. And then it's going to be time to go home for cleaning, taxes, reading, editing, all the things at home. Hopefully a walk later because it's really beautiful outside today. It's 81, so it's a little on the warm side, but it's like big puffy white clouds and blue skies. It's beautiful, beautiful day. So successful, rained-in trip to the library book sale. I got to see Patrice, who I haven't seen in a long time. She and I met a few years ago to go to a library book sale, and she's a subscriber. She's participating in the Bookshy Prize. Many of you probably know her. She's done buddy reads with a lot of people. She's a wonderful lady, and I'm so thrilled that I ran into her. That was a lot of fun to catch up a little bit and chat with her for a few minutes. But now I'm hungry for lunch and all of these other events of the day. Let's go. All right, I'm back home making some lunch, which is just leftovers, and I'm gonna put the air on in a little bit because it's hot in here. It's already 80 something outside, and I only put my air on in spurts because Jordan gets so cold, and I try to not make him be so cold, but it's hot in here. So here's what I bought. I am so excited. I'm a sucker for like homemade soaps, and this is a local lady who makes soaps. It smells so good. This is orange spearmint. Oh my word, I love it so much. It's hemp oil, goat's milk, olive oil, coconut oil, palm oil, shea butter, and essential oils. And I just chucked it. And then I'm gonna try one of these conditioning shampoo bars. This is rosemary peppermint. It's a conditioning shampoo bar. I'm gonna try it, see if I like it. It's like all natural. I'm gonna see what I think. Of course, I bought a book. There was one lady that had a little like yard sale basically. But she had a handful of books, and so I got this one, The Mitford Murders, the first in a series by Jessica Fellows, set in 1920s. So I'm excited about that. And then I'm so excited about this. This is a moonflower, and I'm debating giving this to my little buddy and his family. I think I want to give it to them. I don't know what for. I'll have to think about what for, because his birthday's not till July, and I don't want to wait till July. But this is a vine plant. It grows on a vine, and the flowers like bud and open at dusk almost every day. So whenever there's buds, you can literally watch the buds pop open and the flowers come out. And I think my little dude will love that, because you watch it right before your eyes. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's like at dusk and right before his bedtime, hopefully, and not later. But I think I'm gonna give it to them, or I'll keep it for myself, but I don't know where I would put it. I'll have to look up what it needs. I might have to keep it. I don't know. I just remember there was a neighbor when I was growing up. I was already out of the house, but I had 6 siblings still at home. And we had a neighbor a couple houses over who would come over at dusk every day that they were blooming and say, it's time. And my whole family, and I've done it like the times that I was home when he did this, we would all trot down the road 3 or 4 houses to our neighbor's house, and we would stand there and just watch the moonflowers open up. And it was so beautiful and so cool, and such a neat thing that neighbor did for us, because we had never heard of moonflowers before. I don't know, maybe my parents did, but I had never heard of them before. And now I'm obsessed with moonflowers. I think they're so cool. So I used to give there's a children's book called Moonflower, like a nonfiction, I think. I used to give a packet of moonflower seeds and that children's book to parents. I like gave it as a gift a bunch of times after learning about them, because I just think it's the coolest thing. Anyways, so I got a moonflower, possibly for me, possibly for my buddy. Now it's time for me to eat some lunch. I already switched a load of laundry, and then I'm going to alternate between all the things that need to get done today. So I need to practice piano for tomorrow. I need to print out the lesson for tomorrow. I need to start my taxes. I need to edit. I need to answer comments. I need to sit and read, because that's a necessity. And just like regular cleaning and stuff. Thankfully, I have white chicken chili soup in the crock pot. It's more of a soup. I added too much chicken broth. And it's not exactly white chicken chili because I didn't have enough white beans. So it has black beans and pinto beans and Great Northern beans and a can of diced tomatoes. Since it already wasn't going to be a white chili, I'm like, might as well put the tomatoes in there too, and corn and chilies and a seasoning pack. And it's going to be delicious, and chicken, of course. And then in the other crock pot, I put some chicken as well with just some ranch seasoning. That will just be shredded chicken. That's almost done as well. Just be ranch seasoned chicken for salads, or to turn into taco meat, or to turn into buffalo chicken salad or whatever. So I'll have that for meals for the next few days. Some of it's going to go right into the freezer because I have made a lot. But productive morning, fun time being out and about. Now it's time to get down to business. Let's go. Let's go. Sorry, it's kind of dark. I'm sitting in my bedroom working on my taxes, and I need a break. It's 6:12. I have been going strong for over an hour, but I need a break, so I'm going to go eat some dinner. I did paint my nails. It's just like a beige kind of color. I like it. And I listened to a tiny bit of Way of Kings earlier. I did get a bunch of Pango orders, so I got those printed out and gathered the books. I just need to put them in mailing envelopes and boxes and get those ready to ship. I probably won't be able to ship them until Tuesday morning because of work stuff, but I should be able to do them on Tuesday, which is a little bit later than I normally like to, but I'll do my best. And yeah, it's been a pretty productive day. My brain is slightly fried, but I have all my income input, and now I'm just trying to work out all of my other details that need to go into the taxes. Why do I wait until the last minute? Why do I do this to myself? Ugh. Your name is power. Your name is healing. Your name 10:30. I've been spending a lot of time in this chair this afternoon / evening, but I got a lot of stuff done. I sent out some letters for my trip to Nicaragua this summer, some financial support and prayer support letters. I practiced some piano, which you will have seen by now. I looked over my lesson. I talked to some friends on Facebook. I responded to a few comments, and I relaxed a little bit. Watched some Schitt's Creek. Put some of the food away that I made in the kitchen. The chicken that I put in the crock pots this morning all got put away, obviously. And now it's time for bed. I did read a tiny bit of Way of Kings today. A tiny bit. So I'm going to read a little bit more or listen to a little bit more while I'm getting ready for bed. Like washing my face and getting ready for bed. Oh, I painted my nails while I was doing my taxes. I think I said that I painted my nails already. Maybe not to you, but I painted my nails. It's just like a beige. Matches my blanket. But yeah, I'm tired. Tomorrow, I have church in which I am on the worship team and I have to teach. It's a tricky Sunday, but I'm going to make it work. And then right after church, I have a meeting for my trip to Nicaragua. I don't know if I've said it on this channel, but I'm going to Nicaragua this summer on a missions trip with my church. We will be building a house for a family and leading a kids service every afternoon and walking around talking to people, praying for people, sharing the love of Jesus with people, and whatever else we can get our hands up to. We're going to help with the food, like a meal, like a handout. What do you call that? Food, not a food pantry, but where people can come and get a meal. We're going to help hand that out and talk to people at that and repeat day after day while we're there. I think we build in the mornings, like talk to people while we're building, and then do the kids thing in the afternoons. Yeah, it's going to be a fun trip, but not today. So I'm going to bed. I haven't decided what I'm doing in the afternoon yet tomorrow. There's a crochet group for a meetup that I'm a part of, or a knitting and crochet meetup at the gardens that I go to. So I might go do that. But then Zulfa Kato, who wrote As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow, there's a Zoom that some library is hosting for like a Zoom chat with her, which I also kind of want to do, but that's it. Right in the middle of my knitting / crochet one. So I haven't decided. I'll have to decide before tomorrow and figure out what I'm going to do. But for now, I'm going to bed. I did not get any exercise in today, but hopefully I will tomorrow. We'll see. All right. Good night. Hello. Good morning. Happy Sunday. It's time to go to church. I'm not getting there as early as I was kind of hoping to, but I did get a chance to look over everything in practice last night, so I should be good. I just have a few things that I need to print up from the computer once I get there before worship team starts. Worship team rehearsal starts, I should say. But I'm headed to church now, and I think I'm not going to be able to go to that crochet thing at the gardens. I did bring my crochet stuff with me. I'm working on a project that I started ages ago, or I would like to work on it, but my Nicaragua meeting is right after church at 12:30. I don't think it's going to get done. Maybe it'll only take an hour. If it takes more than an hour, I'm not going to be able to go because it starts at 2. But that makes my decision easy. Then I can come home and get on that Zulfa Kato Zoom. I need to look up if I need to register. I should register just in case. And I'll just message somebody on the meetup that I'm not going to be able to make it after all. But it is very bright, like very bright down here. There we go. It's a beautiful day again. So I'm very excited for another good day. I am going to get those Pango packages boxed up. I'm going to read a little bit, hopefully. I'm going to continue to send out some letters for Nicaragua. I'm going to finish my taxes. That's the plan for the day. Let's see if it can get done. And I would love to go for a walk. Let's see if I can do it. Hey friends. So I just went to that Zoom for a little bit. It's only 3:36 right now. and I had to mute my computer completely a couple times because they started talking about spoilers, and I haven't read As Long as the Lemon Tree Grows yet, but it was good to hear a little bit of how she came up with the idea. And they did say that the recording of the Zoom will be on YouTube at a later date. So I will have an opportunity, and actually, if I can find it, I will put the link in the description here as well, if any of you have read that book and want to hear from Zulfa Kato. But it is 3:30, like I said. I am going to go take a 20-minute snooze because I'm having a really hard time keeping my eyes open. But last Sunday I laid down and I slept for 3 hours, and I do not want to do that. I actually do want to go for a little walk as long as it's not raining. And I need to get back to taxes, and I want to listen to Way of Kings. And I want to read. I pulled out the book that I'm reading in print is my Patreon book club book. There's a bug in here. Is my Patreon book club book, Where the Forest Meets the Stars. I want to read this a little bit today as well. So the goal is go take a little snooze, wake myself up a little, hopefully. Maybe then I'll go for a walk and like get the blood flowing. That will help finish taxes, package up all the Pango orders. There's a lot of them. And then maybe tonight somebody's doing some sprints that I could join. I just was sitting there in the Zoom and feeling slightly rude because my eyes are getting heavier and heavier. I'm having a hard time opening. So I think a little half hour, 20 minute, I think 20 minutes will be good. A little 20-minute schnoozeroo right on my bed, lay right down, and then carry on with the rest of the stuff I need to do, including a walk. That will help. And I can listen to audiobooks while I'm walking, so that will be good. Audiobooks, Way of Kings, one audiobook. It's huge. But, all right. I am so sad I haven't read that book yet. I need to read As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow. I know it's going to be a good one. I know it. Okay. I'll check in later. Hey, friends. It is now 7 o'clock. I had a little nap. I went for a good 45-minute walk. I just got done packing up all my Pango books. There are 11 packages. I had 10, and then as I was finishing, another one came in. So I have 11 packages to get in the mail, probably Tuesday morning. I'll put them in the car in case I can take them tomorrow, but I don't think I usually have time on Mondays. Now I have to clean up my mess from doing that. I listened to a ton of The Way of Kings while I was walking for 40 minutes, while I sat in the other room printing out labels, while I was packaging these up. And now I'm done with Way of Kings for the day. I need to switch gears. It's really good though. I am very much enjoying it. Very high I don't know the difference. High fantasy, epic fantasy. It's a big old fantasy. Lots of world building, lots of characters, but I really like a handful of the characters. So I like being in their story and getting to hear what's going on with them. So I'm sticking with it, and I'm enjoying the buddy read that I'm doing. I have 3 other women reading with me, which is a lot of fun. So I need to share my thoughts on that, but I still have my sneakers on and everything. I came right in to get working on these. I'm going to go get a little bit more comfortable and probably watch some more Schitt's Creek while I eat dinner. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to do taxes today. I might need to start editing this vlog as well as work on reading a little bit. So yeah, a few more things to do for the day. Maybe find some sprints tonight. Who knows? Still got time to get stuff done. Hello. I am going to wrap things up. It's only 9:15, but I'm going to bed. I'm just wiped out today. And then all of a sudden I got this massive allergy situation going on where my nose is drippy and my eyes puffy. So that's fun. I'm going to take some Benadryl and go to bed. I read a couple more chapters in Where the Forest Meets the Stars. Really enjoying this. I decided there's one character who's a bit of a mystery, and I was spending the first few chapters trying to figure out what was going on. Where did she come from? Who is she? Blah, blah, blah. I've decided I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to enjoy the ride. So I'm really liking that. Today I made fantastic progress in Way of Kings. Look at, I'm so at the beginning. But I read a good 4 or 5 chapters in this. I'm up to like 250 something. And then the other day I did finish Woman of God, which I really enjoyed. So overall, I think I got a good amount of reading done this weekend. Had some fun activities. Now I have allergies and I need to go to bed. So it was all in all a good weekend. A very good weekend. So that's going to be it for me. I hope that you enjoyed this vlog. I look forward to chatting with you in the comments. And I'll talk to you in another video very soon. Bye.